What's up YouTube, Shivy's Kitchen here with a brand new vegan recipe you're gonna love. Today we're making shiitake mushrooms on a bed of wild red rice, so let's dive right in and make some delicious plant-based dishes. Here are the two protagonists of this dish, the mushrooms and the rice. Let's get that rice going first. Start by measuring out the rice. Use 1 coffee mug of rice, put it in a sieve and thoroughly rinse under running cold water. Pour in a little rapeseed oil into a medium-sized pan for which you have a lid. Fry some shallots at medium-low heat. Add the rice and stir. Add a generous splash of white wine. On a high heat, let the alcohol evaporate off. Add 2 coffee mugs of homemade vegetable broth, so that's twice the measure you used for your rice. You can find the recipe of how to make this vegetable broth on my channel, of course. Bring it all to a boil, keeping the high heat. But the moment it starts boiling, drop the heat to the very minimum. Give it a final stir and cover your pan. Place a kitchen towel on top to make sure no steam escapes the rice. Set the timer for 30 minutes, but don't open the lid until the time is up, guys. Now let's prepare those lovely mushrooms. Scrub off any dirt and cut into halves. With the shiitakes, don't forget to remove their stem, as that's the chewy bit. To begin making the sauce, peel and finely chop 1 large piece of garlic. Peel and chop a chunk of fresh ginger, about 1 tablespoon's worth. Add the ginger to a bowl. Pour in 4 tablespoons of low salt soy sauce. Add 3 tablespoons of mirin. Add 1 mug of vegetable broth. Finally, add 2 tablespoons of honey. The organic proper stuff though, guys. Now for the alioli. We're going to make this traditional Spanish style and use sesame oil. There's no eggs, no dairy in this one. Grab a large piece of garlic, but use the mild kind because you don't want it to be overpowering. The mild ones are the white-skinned garlics. Place it in a mortar and pestle and start grinding down the garlic. Add a few drops of sesame oil, then continue to grind. Gradually add a few more drops of oil as you're grinding. After a few minutes, you'll see it forming an emulsion. Add a small pinch of salt. Once it's a golden paste of this kind of consistency, you know you're done. Your rice should be done by now. Once the timer is done, take it off the heat and let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes with the lid still on. Then take off the lid and run a fork through it to loosen it up. Alright, ready for those mushrooms, guys? Pour in 1 to 2 tablespoons of sesame oil into a large non-stick frying pan. Get the heat up to a medium-high. Put in your chopped garlic and fry for a few minutes. Then add all your mushrooms. Flip them over carefully after 3 minutes. You want to fry them for 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Now add in your fragrant, sweet, umami tasting sauce and keep the heat at medium-high. After cooking for 10 to 15 minutes, you'll see the sauce reducing, turning more and more into a syrup. Check its consistency with a spoon. It should be heavier than water, but not as heavy and sticky as caramel. Alright guys, time to plate up. Get that wild red rice into a ring in the center of the plate. You can grease the inside of this ring slightly with some rapeseed oil. Press down gently, the rice has to go evenly spread into the ring. Now arrange your mushrooms and shiitakes on the bed of rice. Decorate with some freshly chopped spring onions. Place a little alioli on the side and decorate with black sesame seeds. And we're all set. Here's the finished dish: shiitake mushrooms with a fragrant soy glaze on a bed of wild red rice and some alioli on the side. It's truly delicious, with the nuttiness of the rice and mushrooms balancing out with the sweetness of the sauce. Let me know how this recipe turned out for you in the comments below. Whoa, now that's a cracking dish. My friends and family couldn't get enough of it. If you like this recipe, destroy that like button, guys. You can find this recipe and others on the new Shivi's Kitchen website. For more plant-based recipes, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I love you guys. Peace.